Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, His Excellency Ambassador, retired Colonel Katsanda, Deputy Chief Secretary, Baba Manungo, our fellow Honourable Ministers, Permanent Secretaries here, the organizers, partners, participants. Allow me to say all protocol observed. It is my pleasure to be given this opportunity to showcase investment opportunities in Mashonaland West under the able leadership of His Excellency, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. My presentation will be in three parts. First, I'm going to give you the profile of the province, and then I'll go into the investment opportunities and dangle that carrot, the incentives that will make you come to Mashonaland West. Mashonaland West Province is the second largest province, second to Mat North. It is 52,000 square kilometers with a population of 1.9 million, and 62% of it is the youth. 7 districts, 14 local authorities, 7 of them, you can go to the next slide, okay. 7 of them urban and the other 7 rural. The climate, very best for agriculture and mining. It is the northern gate, the corridor to the northern gateway. That means when you want to access the SADC bloc, which constitutes of 16 countries, you have to go through Mashonaland West. So it is a critical gateway to the bigger market. So when you look for market in Mash West, whatever you do, don't look at just the 1.9. You also look at the 16 countries that make up the SADC group. That's Malawi, Tanzania, DRC, and so forth. Mash West, so many minerals. We have gold, we have chrome, we have platinum, many other minerals that you can think of. As a province, we contribute about 12% to the national GDP. And how do we do that? We have the agriculture sector, it contributes 16.9% to the provincial GDP. We have 225,000 farmers. Of those 225,000, 200 are small-scale farmers, and only 25,000 are commercial farmers. Gets you thinking. Mashonaland West, they say we have the most arable land cultivated. We have about 387,000 hectares available virgin land for you and me to explore. We have 38,000 hectares that is under irrigation. And when you compare that to the 387 hectares, that means there is room, opportunity for you to grow the agriculture sector. Us as a province, we are just saying in the next year, we want to make sure we grow that agriculture, that irrigable land to 48,000. But you, with the disposable income, you can do more than what we can do as a country. We have a lot of dams in the province that hold about 683,000 megaliters. And most of those dams, they don't have the infrastructure for you to be able to access that water to the fields. So we have a lot of dams that are full of water. If you go back to last year, we have El Nino effect, but we were not able to produce enough to feed the nation. But if you look at the waters that are in the dams, something is missing. That means you, the diaspora, you are the one who can come and fill in that missing link. In the country, we have 12 bean silos in the country of Zimbabwe. And guess what? 8 of them are from Mash West. Then we go back to our friend from my central, where he says he is number one. Ask him, where does he store that? When we say we have a bamba harvest in Zimbabwe, that means the 12 silos, the 8 silos in Mash West are full. Where are your opportunities? My predecessor here talked about contract farming. I know everybody wants to have a piece of land. But if you look in Harare, and most of you here, you are renting where you are staying, but you say, I have a home in England, but you don't own the house. So we are also adopting that same concept as Zimbabwe. We say there's land. Land is a finite product. It is scarce. But everybody has to have a chance, because we are saying farming is a business. When you own something, when you run a business, like OKs that are running in Zimbabwe, most of those buildings, they don't belong to them. So we are saying, come home. Improve. We have a lot of people, when we went for land redistribution, we gave land to other people who don't have the capacity, but you have the capacity. Come and partner with them, but you do it through the legal framework. You have to make sure it goes through the Ministry of Lands, to make sure that that document is authentic. We have to protect the two parties that get into that agreement. So we are saying opportunities are there for you. You might not get land yourself, but you have access to land that you can develop. And we have financial institutions that can protect that money. Because whenever you harvest, it goes through the GMBs, and there should be it can be a stop order whereby you recoup whatever you invested. So come, the land is there. You'll be able to be given you a chance. We talk about fishing. We are trying to promote fishing in Zimbabwe. When we talk of fishing, we're always talking about Kariba. But we say there are so many opportunities. We have so many dams, as I said, we have about 8 dams in Mash West. All those dams, they have the capability for you to be able and to go and grow fish in all of them. We have the Biri Dam, we have Mashkade and so forth. How can you make sure that you are guaranteed that you are safe using that dam? That no poachers will come. For you to protect your rights, there you can get rights lease agreements through what we call ZINWA, one of the government agents. So you make sure that your investment is guaranteed. And also, we have gone out of our way to make sure that we give opportunities to youths. They've been grouped in cooperatives. So you as an investor, you can go and team up with those cooperatives, finance them, and make sure you get your return from that investment. I told you about the irrigation, that we have a lot of dams, and there is an opportunity for you to put in that requisite infrastructure for you to be able to use that water. We have a lot of land in there. I told you we have 387 hectares and only 38 are under irrigation. And yet if you go through, you look back history, there was so much land that had pipes underneath, but they've been devastated. There is an opportunity for you to come and bring in the center pivots, the pipes, and so forth, to improve the irrigation. And we are short of tractors. As I said before, we have given land to those people who don't have the capacity. They want tractors, they want combine harvesters, but they don't have the finance. You buy your tractors, you buy all those implements, and you are guaranteed your money, because those people, they have to make sure that they sell their produce. He talked about armor. You are guaranteed that you are going to get your monies through that kind of institutions. So it's as long as you go through the right channels, definitely you are going to be able to recoup your money. We talked about value addition. I think the lady who came and said there is about 55 million pounds out there to do value addition. Talked about gold. I told you in Mash West we have a lot of gold, we have a lot of, we also have copper, we have many minerals. Gold purification is one of the areas that we would want to make sure it's, the plans are set up. We have a lot of gold. I think many people saw videos flying. Why are our figures not tallying of what we actually produce on the ground? A lot of leakages. Why we have a lot of artisanal miners in Zimbabwe and in Mashonaland West. We are saying as a government, as Mashonaland West, for us to be able to tap in all that gold that is being mined, we have to formalize the artisanal miners. They need equipment. There is one guy called Zweli. He set up Magaya mine. He doesn't do the mining. All he did was he went and identified artisanal miners. They've already done the exploration. What he had to do is make sure that he has bought the equipment, grouped them, trained them, and make sure that they use the right methods to do the mining, and all the gold from there goes to Fidelity. He benefits, the artisanal miners benefits, and the country Zimbabwe benefits as a whole, and our ZIGD will be pegged. So there is room for you. You come in there, there are a lot of people who have mines, they also cannot mine. You go through ZIDA. They have a database where they'll tell you there's this miner who has got gold mine, who has got a chrome mine, who has got that. What do you want? They mesh you with that. And definitely you can go in partnership. David Smith was said it when he was here, that you don't want the foreigners to come and own, but you as a Zimbabwean can own the bigger chunk of it. So come home. The opportunities are there. You want to go in mining, you want to go into agriculture. You are delaying, we are waiting for you. We go to, by the way, mining contributes 25.5% of our provincial GDP. We compete as ministers of state because the GDP we have there, our president, and under him we are the 10, and we have to make sure we make that GDP, the national GDP. So I fight as Mash West, how much am I going to contribute into that national GDP? That's why you see we are competing, and it's good competition, because whenever, whatever I do, I say I want to beat Mash Central, and me beating Mash Central, ED is benefiting because his national GDP is going up. So it's very good competition between the 10 of us. And mind you, at the end of the month, of the year, we are all going to be ranked. How much did you bring on the table from Mash West compared to Mash Central, compared to Mashonaland? That's why we are working so hard to make sure I become number 1. We go into tourism sector. The tourism sector contributes just about 5% to our provincial GDP. And yet there are so many untapped areas, low-hanging fruits. I think most of you have heard of the green pool. If you go to the green pool, there is nothing. And yet if you go on the website, it's being advertised. There is room for you to come and develop tourism around Greenpool. There is room for you. You go to Majika Day. Some of you have gone to Majika Day. You just go there, you see the hotel and so forth. But there's so much that can be done around. Boat cruises, the zip lines and so forth. So there's so much that you can come and do around the dams in Mashonaland West. You talk of Kariba. You go there, all you do is go on the cruise. But there's so much game drives and so forth that can be done. You can even build a casino. There's nothing like that in Kariba. So we are saying there's so much for you to invest and grow up the tourism sector. As a government of Zimbabwe, we have adopted a whole of government, whole of stakeholder, whole of community approach so that we don't work in silos. One of the issues that was raised by Mr. Smith was there's no information. People are working in silos. But as the government of Zimbabwe, we say we have to speak to each other. The right has to know what the left is doing so that together we can achieve. So we are saying, Kariba, right now, we have a runway. It's not big enough to cater for the big planes for it to land. So when you go there, it's just a white elephant. We tried it. So there's an opportunity for you to come and invest to grow that runway so that the big planes can be able to land and we can increase our receipts from tourism. We have, I think you have heard of the Kore village. If you listen to the talk right now in Zimbabwe, we are trying to encourage traditional foods. We are trying to encourage people to know where you came from, the culture. We are comparing here, it's better for you because of that culture. So as Zimbabwe, we are saying we want to make sure that we promote that culture by promoting our traditional villages. We have one called Kore village. I think you have heard of Gota Inanga that our First Lady has been going through around promoting, trying to make sure kutadzokera kwatakabva. So we are saying come and invest in that. We went to Spain, said a team went to Spain to showcase our foods. The Spanish varungu vakachida chikafu chedu. We are promoting gastronomy, tourism. That's another area that you can come. Set up restaurants in traditional foods. It's very much accepted. You go around, I went to Dubai, and I went there, I could only see it to Nigerian restaurant. Digandoda Zimbabwean, I couldn't find it. And yet you are there. There's room for you. Gastronomy, tourism is taking shape. So we want you to come and promote that sector and help me grow the tourism industry in Mashonaland West. When they come, they want to sleep. I only have about 1,382 rooms in the whole of Mashonaland West. We are saying we are targeting about 2,500 rooms. We don't have enough conference facilities. So we want you, if you have that money to invest in building hotels and so forth, everything is there for you. There is land, if you have that appetite. There's ZPCS in Chinoi, they have about 5 hectares of land. They can give you right there and then for you to come and start whatever you want to do. Manufacturing sector, it also contributes about 5%. We have a lot. I see she's there. We produce all these, but we only have plants in Norton to process chibage, and it's Norton in what? 2 areas that we do the processing, and yet all the cereals, the tobacco is grown. 30% of the tobacco of the country is grown in Hurungwe district. So are you telling me the 2/3 is grown in yours? Retired. Let's get the facts here. I'm number 1 in tobacco. I'm number 1 in maize. I'm number 1 in wheat. Check my record. You get it. We go on service delivery. Everybody who has been in Zimbabwe have seen that the service delivery, it leaves a lot to be desired right now. There's room for you to invest. You are all aware that there was migration from the rural to the urban. And so our infrastructure could not hold. And us as government alone, we cannot cope. That's why we are saying, you come and do your part. And improve that water purification, sewage and so forth. You know, Shitungwiza and all those areas. That's for you. capitalize on those opportunities. Come and invest in the sewer water treatment and so forth for all the local authorities. I told you we have 14 local authorities, and they all want the latest technology in water purification and so forth. So come, we are waiting for you. Right now, we are talking of smart city. All the towns that we have in Mash West, they need facelifting. We need smart city buildings. We need the malls that will resonate with the monies that are being churned in those cities. So come and build and do. Land is there plenty. You go and apply to the local authorities, and my office is for me to make sure that what you applied for, you get it within time. We have realized that the local authorities, they don't push as much as they should, because I think one of them said the delay in processing those applications frustrates the investor. We are there. My office is there to make sure that I facilitate, I act as a catalyst to make sure that your application is given the due diligence through SIDA within record time. So come, that was the thing of the past. Now we are saying re-engage, and we are open for business. We are walking the talk. Come and try us. Yes, we say you come, especially in Mashonaland West, we have the best soils and we have the best weather. So it means many people came to Mashonaland West to do the farming. And they are coming, they are also human. They marry, they have children, they want to go to school, and yet the infrastructure is not going enough in tandem with the population growth for those who want to go to school. That means we need more schools, we need more clinics, we need more whatever. So come, it's open for you. I didn't tell you one thing, and this is the last. Mashonaland West, we pride ourselves for being one of the producers of energy. That's Kariba Dam. But last year, the El Nino effect taught us one thing, that we have to look for, if we want to remain number one energy producer in Zimbabwe, we want to look for other avenues. We have to look for produce green energy. So we are saying, come, we have the land for you to put up solar plants. And for you, we are also encouraging floating solars through our Dawendel Dam and Kariba Dam. So we say, if you want the best, come to Mashonaland West.